Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime Review. Now, as you know, this anime mainly follows elements from the original manga. Well, things like Death Tea, the Shadow Game stuff, is eventually not in this one. And if you do want Season 0, then you're probably going to have to watch that online. Now, the premise of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about young Yugi Moto, who mainly builds this Egyptian puzzle known as the Millennium Puzzle, which is actually one of the 7 or so ancient Millennium items, each with their own unique ability. At the same time, when Yugi unlocks it, he unlocks his alter ego, the Pharaoh. Now, the Pharaoh is pretty much like Yugi, but taller, deep voice voiced by Dan Green, and kind of acts like the main character, and at the same time he's trying to be a skilled duelist. Now, at the same time, you have other characters who are part of Yugi's friendship team. You have Joey, who is the underdog, but he's actually shown to be quite a good duelist over time. In the first anime run, Joey starts off as a pretty bad duelist, but over time gets better cards, knows what he's doing, and gets a bit better. You have Taya, who's kind of like the side character, but she's kind of like the voice of reason and Yugi's closest friend. And you have Tristan, who at first is kind of a bit of a comedy relief, but at times can be pretty badass when dealing with stuff. And you've got Kaiba, who is a rich, spoiled, selfish snob, but there are times where Kaiba can act like a good person. Now, pretty much almost all of the anime run either deals with Yugi and the friends dealing with dangerous threats, shadow games, world domination, and so on. And what's interesting is that almost every duelist they have ever dueled has a different themed deck, like insects for Weevil, machines with Bandit Keith, dinosaurs with Rexoraptor, and so on. Now, what's interesting is that Death Tea isn't in this run, so obviously you're going to have to read the manga version for that one. Now, what's also interesting is that the anime has been parodied by Little Karibo, and is actually known for not knowing much about Yu-Gi-Oh! But joking around with it. And what's also interesting about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that it's even been made fun of with the Full Kids dub, where the Full Kids dub either changed dialogue, certain scenes are removed, and so on. Now, also with Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series, is that the anime ran for 5 seasons. Now, what's interesting is that the Orichalco saga and the whole World Duel Championship saga are the only 2 anime filosodes to have had this run. What's interesting is that there was even a Chaos Duel Disc in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Disc toy line. Yep, we basically got a filler item turned into a full thing. Now, what's also interesting is that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Everyone's problems, every situation is resolved by card games. So basically, kidnapping someone, card games, dealing with dangerous threats, card games. So yeah, you've basically got this whole card game thing. Now, what's also interesting is that from Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! The whole series feels like a muck-up, and cards have these other abilities that didn't happen in the real card game, because in real life, had Joey battled Bandit Keith, he would have lost. And yeah, it kind of screws up the rules, but it's kind of fixed later on. Now, what's also good about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that most of the villains feel pretty awesome and actually do a better job. Because what's interesting is that in basically Yu-Gi-Oh! You've actually got an amazing soundtrack, and a lot of things are handled well. Now, given the fact that the original series has been brought back, but with their new Yu-Gi-Oh movie, which I'm actually gonna hope to review when I can. So what's interesting that Yu-Gi-Oh is still going. There's been multiple animes like Yu-Gi-Oh GX, 5D, Sextile, and so on. Now, I'm hoping to do a review on Yu-Gi-Oh GX and see if I can try and tackle the review on that one. So what I think of Yu-Gi-Oh, it definitely has a few twists and turns, moments where Mokuba's kidnapped, or, you know, Joey being the comedy relief again, and so on. So I definitely think it deserves a good thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.